Why people are quitting their 9 to 5s in 2024 leading into 2025. The truth of the matter is people have discovered who they are, what they want to do, and guess what? A 9 to 5 is just not allowing them to do that. People have discovered their value, their worth, and what they know that they can do. And guess what? Sitting at a 9 to 5, 40 hours a week just doesn't allot them that time nor the energy to do that. The truth is a 9 to 5 sometimes for a lot of us can bring different stress, different mental issues. It could bring different sicknesses, because guess what? If you're affected mentally, that sometimes affects you inside and out. So it could actually affect your body as well. Have you ever seen a person that always come home from work and they're always tired, they're always fatigued, they have no time, no energy to do nothing else? But there's a group of people that discovered, I don't want to be tired every day. I don't want to be stressed out all the time. I actually want to do the thing that brings me joy. I want to do the things that brings me peace. I want to do the things that God has called me to do. And this is no shade to the people that's actually working a 9 to 5. Heck, I'm still working a 9 to 5. And guess what? I'm going to be a part of that group of people that says I quitted my 9 to 5 to do what God has called me to do. So those people, kudos to you. Kudos to everyone still working a 9 to 5, because guess what? We need those people. It's like a big circle of life. We all work together. We all need each other, because truth of the matter is some of us are bringing the companies that we're bringing value to wherever we go. Right? Wherever you go, you want to be an asset. You want to be doing something good for that company. So even if you're still at that 9 to 5, do well at that 9 to 5. Do well at that 9 to 5 until you can get to where you are trying to go. Heck, use them like they use us. Use them like they use us. So there's some people that just take the risk, step out on faith, and just go. But then there's another group of people that say, you know what? I got to plan this thing out. I got to strategize. I got to save this amount of money so that when I do leave, I am set up. I don't have to worry. I don't have to stress. I don't have to overthink. I don't have to overcompensate. I don't have to do any of that, because I plan, I strategize, and now it's time for me to go. There's a lot of people that say, you know what? It is time for me to go. These jobs aren't bringing me anything. Yes, you receive a paycheck, but is it really enough? Are you really happy? Are you able to travel the world? Are you able to spend time with your family? Are you able to do all the things that you love to do? You have to really ask yourself that. And the question for some of us is no. That's just the truth. People don't like these kind of conversations. People who hate to talk about 9 to 5s and work and careers and all that good stuff. But we are in a generation, we are in a time where people said, you know what? To heck with that 9 to 5. Let me do what God has called me to do. I only get one life. We only get one life. Why not live our life doing the thing that we want to do? And yes, it could be harder for some that has family and children, and you have different responsibilities. That's why I say, if you're going to do it, make sure you have a plan. Make sure you have a plan. Sometimes I guess it may come off a little easier for the ones who maybe has less responsibilities, or if you can stay with your parents or move back home, and all those different things like that. So according to your situation and where you are in life, it may look a little bit different, right? So don't just do something because somebody else is doing it or you see it work for somebody else. You have to make sure that it's what God is calling you to do. You are purposed to do it, and you know, okay, if I leave today, it's because I truly know what I am called to do. You have to bet on yourself. You have to believe in yourself. If nobody else believes in you, you have to bet on yourself. You have to bet on yourself. And a lot of people, they're betting on themselves. They're leaving their jobs. They're leaving them jobs. Some people may say, girl, you crazy. Your family members may not even understand. Your family members may question or say, why are you doing that? Or why are you doing this? But only you know. Only you and God knows. When you truly believe in your vision, when you truly believe in your dreams, can't nobody stop you from doing the things that you want to do. Can't nobody stop you, not an opinion, not a critic, not somebody who don't understand. You are going to step out and do it. I say, if you're going to do it, have a plan. And then if you are going to do it with no plan, be sure that it's something that you truly want to do. We are in a new time. It's a new time. We're in a new era, and people are really truly living out the lives that God intended for them. And I'm happy for them, because guess what? I'm next. I believe God as well that I'm going to be able to come back to you guys and say, guess what, guys? I quit my 9 to 5. I can truly do my business full time. Isn't that such a blessing to be able to do the things that you love to do and do it full time? We give jobs 8 hours of our day, sometimes 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, sometimes even more than that. And by the time we come home, we have no energy to put into our businesses. We have no energy to put into the things that we actually like to do because we're so tired, we're so stressed, we have no energy, we are overstimulated. We just don't know what to do with ourselves. But we know, guess what? I gotta survive. I gotta eat, I gotta make ends meet, I gotta have a roof over my head. But guess what? We're not happy. So some of us are leaving this earth not happy. Some of us are leaving this earth only knowing how to survive. Some of us are leaving this earth, we don't have any wealth, we don't have any investments, we don't have nothing to show for nothing. We have nothing to leave for our families. We have nothing because we lived a life according to man and what man told us to do and how we should do it. When we were young, we knew, oh, you have to go to school, you need to graduate, then you need to get a good job and get married. That's the whole system of the world, right? That's the whole system of the world. That's the whole tradition of the world. That's the culture of the world. But guess what? You create your own culture. You create your own plan. You create your own plan according to God's will. You create your own plan according to the things that God wants you to do. I'm not saying to just step out and just do whatever you want to do. No, because you still want God to bless it. You still want God to honor it. You still want to know that is what God has called you to do. And so in prayer, in time, you speak to God. You have conversations with God. God, what would you have me to do right now? You show me, you tell me, what would you have me to do? How should I go about doing this? And even if he don't give you every single detail, you will know it was nobody that God that placed that idea in your mind, that placed that idea in your body, in your spirit. You will know that it was God. So I just believe there are so many people that are quitting their jobs because they truly discovered who they are and who God has called them to be. And they figured out that sitting at a 9 to 5 is just not going to do it for them. It's just not going to do it for them. It's just not going to do it for them. They're not happy. They're struggling in their health. They're struggling in their mental health. They're just all around struggling. You ever seen a person that's not happy? So when they walk into a room, you can feel that energy. There's a lot of people walking around not happy. There's a lot of people walking around and they can't find their sense of joy. There's a lot of people walking around and can't find their sense of peace because as soon as they walk into a work environment, it's just all cloudy. It's all cluttered. Now you're around different energies and different spirits and different people that you gotta be around because guess what? You need your paycheck. You need your paycheck. You got to pay your bills, right? You got to eat. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to do this. You got to do that. So we kind of like suffer in silence. We suffer in silence because it's the only thing that we know how to do. Or it's the only thing that our mommies or our daddies or our uncles or grandmas and grandpas, this is what they said we were supposed to do. But once you tap into who God has called you to be, some things will begin to make more sense to you. Some things will flow a little different. Once you have that freedom, I think everybody's looking for that freedom. Everybody's looking for options. Everybody's looking for options. And yes, you can have a 9 to 5 and still have a business. And if that works for you, that is great. But there is a lot of people that just does not work. That the 9 to 5 and the business, it just does not work. And you have some people, they will stay at their 9 to 5 until the 9 to 5 can take them where they are trying to go, and then eventually they will leave, right? But then you have some people, they just automatically stay at their 9 to 5, work their business, and they're satisfied with that. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people that truly said, you know what, a 9 to 5 is not for me. This is just not for me. This is not the life that I believe that God intends for me. So because of that, I have to go. There was a lot of people that just made up in their mind, I have to go. This is not something that I can no longer do. So I commend those people. I could even commend the people that's still at their 9 to 5, because you're at your 9 to 5 and you're thinking about, okay, what's my next move? How am I going to do this, God? You still questioning, you still questioning, you still questioning and say, God, okay, show me, God. Show me, God. Just tell me. Give me a sign. Some of us are waiting and looking for a sign so that we can move on, so that we can get out of our situation, especially because we know it's something that does not bring us joy. It's something that does not bring us peace. But I say, do your 9 to 5 and do it well. Anything that you go into, do it well. Do everything that you are in, do it well, because guess what? Even if you don't like your 9 to 5, even if it's bringing stress, even if it's affecting your mental health, there's something in that place that will help you for where you're trying to go. Whether it's your work ethic, right? Whether it's your drive, whether it's just your heart, or how you give, or how you serve others. Because some of us can't even serve when we feel like everything is weighing on us. But then there's a lot of us that at our 9 to 5s, we're still able to love, we're still able to give, we're still able to serve, knowing that, oh Lord, this is not the place for me, but I'm gonna still show up anyhow. I'm gonna still give my best anyhow. I'm gonna still work hard anyhow, because I know this is not the end for me. If you feel like this video was for you, let me know down in the comment section below. Just write a comment and let me know, I'm quitting my job in 2025, or I have a plan, I'm going to execute it, and I'm going to be all that God has called me to be. Let me know down in the comment section below.